Hey guys, welcome back here to Advanced Bass Fishing, and appreciate you guys swinging by the channel today to check it out. And we are going to be talking about what I call the mega deep crankbaits today. These suckers that are supposed to run close to 30 foot deep, like the Strike King 10XD. This is a mega bass model here. These things are freaking massive, guys. They're about 7 inches long. Half of them are bill on there. You can see how big those bills are. These baits are designed to hit that 25-foot zone consistently. And there's a time and place for these things. They are a big bass lure. This is the time of year you want to fish them too. June is the #1 best month for deep cranking. We're going to get into that in the video today. Give you guys some good tips and advice on how to catch some fish doing that here. Also, guys, you've heard me talking about this. I want to remind you one more time about this new reel that Cast King has, guys. If you're looking for a reel, highly consider this, guys. This is the new ALTI Cast King bait cast reel. It's got the Halo Vortex magnetic braking system in it. Makes it nearly impossible to backlash. You can literally cast it and not even thumb a spool. All titanium spool, built for stout, 10 ball bearings, guys. It's only about 200 bucks, which is, I can't believe it's that cheap. So I'll have my Cast King link in the description of the video, along with my promo code Randy10 for a little bit more of a discount on it. So you can get them through that Cast King link, or you can get them through my Tackle Warehouse link that's in the description of the video. I really appreciate that. And as always, guys, thank you very much for subscribing here to Advanced Bass Fishing and supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. Okay, guys, I'm going to show you sort of a comparison here. Let's cut one off the wall. I'll show you what is traditionally considered a deep diving crankbait here. You know, by all standards, this is sort of the measure of it. Here is a Norman DD22. Now, this is like considered a big deep diving crankbait. You know, they say it runs 20 foot, but I've never got a DD22 to hit 20 feet. To me, it's more of like a 8 to 12 foot zone crankbait. But this is a big deep diving crankbait. It's for years it had the biggest lip on the market. So take a look at the difference in the lip between the DD22 versus like the Strike King 10XD or this big mega bass. It makes this look like a Finesse crankbait, and this is a big crankbait. So this is a giant lip on here. So, okay, let's talk a little bit about when you want to fish these Magnum baits. Now, we've talked a little bit about this before the last couple of weeks. The #1 month of the year for deep cranking is June by far. It's like, when I think about June bass fishing, I think about deep cranking, because the bass get out on the hard structure areas in June after they get done spawning. They get out off the end of those points. They get on drop-offs, they get off ledges, and they're on the bottom, and they're schooled up. And there's not a better bait to throw for those June bass than a big deep diving crankbait. So when do you want to use the big Magnum ones here? Now, for me, it's not necessarily about getting the bait deeper, because I don't catch many bass in June on a crankbait over about 15 foot deep. So when people are talking about reaching deeper depths with the big deep diving crankbait, this is not what I use it for. I use these big giant ones here, guys, for big fish, because what I'm wanting to do is I'm wanting to target the same depth that I target with like a DD22, which is sort of that 10 to 15 foot zone, but I want a larger profile body. You can see how much larger this body is, which appeals to really big bass. So what I do with this is a ultimate power cranking situation. You want to throw this thing on a flipping stick. Guys, it's heavy. It weighs probably close to 2 ounces. Put it on 20-pound line, and with 20-pound test line, this thing is still going to run over 15 feet deep. And you can power fish it, because the key to catching these big fish in June on a big crankbait is you have to speed retrieve it. So I'll throw the thing out there on my flipping stick, and I'm pointing that rod tip right at that crankbait, and I'm fishing it with a fast stop and go retrieve. So this thing is just, this big deep diving crankbait, it's just fighting and hitting the bottom like that. It's just making up all types of commotion. It's kicking up mud, it's kicking up rocks, it's kicking up gravel with that big lip. It's got this big profile body. And if there's a big aggressive fish down there, guys, they will hammer this. This is the type of bait that you hear when people talk about catching mega bags on a deep crankbait. It's usually on these big giant Strike King 10XD type baits with that. It's also a really effective bait to fish along deeper grass edges, like that drop off into the river channel. So say, for example, if you're fishing any of the TVA lakes, you can get out there on those main lake flats that drop off into the river channel, and you can actually probe that deeper water off into the river channel there. A lot of guys catch them like that. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to clue you in on this. I mean, it's worth picking up a couple. I'll put them in my Tackle Warehouse link in the description of this video. I'll put some of the big Magnum deep diving crankbaits in my link there if you guys would like to buy a few of them off my link. And just try it, man. The next time you're out there, if you're fishing in June and I don't care if you're Carolina rigging points or drop-offs or fishing a big worm or fishing a Strike King 6XD, try one of these big giant suckers on there for a few casts. Might get you some big fish there. So hope it helps out. We'll talk later.